Christian news from English Christian Times. World must act to avert post-pandemic starvation, Caritas warns. Caritas Internationalis, the Church Federation of Relief and Development Agencies, warned that the aftershock of the pandemic will be more deadly than the impact of the virus itself, with up to 230 million people at risk of starvation unless the international community takes courageous and immediate action. Cardinal Sacco hopeful about new Iraqi government. Iraq announced on Wednesday that it has formed a new government. It has taken 6 months to do so since Abdul Mahdi resigned last November. The new Prime Minister is Mustafa Al-Khatimi. He has been Chief of Intelligence and is a former journalist. Vatican News spoke with Cardinal Luis Rafael Sacco, the Catholic Patriarch of Babylon of the Chaldeans. He spoke positively about this turns of events in Iraq. All India Christian Council expresses solidarity with Dalit Sikhs of Meghalaya. Expressing solidarity with Dalit Sikhs of Meghalaya, All India Christian Council stated that opponents of the church in India are already misusing these incidents for propaganda as a case of Christian majority community attacking Dalit Sikhs. Shillong, which was witnessing unrest since Thursday last, is limping back to normalcy. Violence broke out after two groups of people in the city's Punjabi Lane area after clashes which were triggered after a bus driver was allegedly beaten up by a group of residents. United States Senate unanimously passes Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Bill. The US Senate unanimously passed a bill that aims at protecting the human rights and autonomy and freedoms of Hong Kong, which sends a message of hope to many pro-democracy protesters in the former British colony handed back to China in 1997, while drawing condemnation from Beijing. Mike Pence asked Americans to pray that God will hear from heaven and heal this land. Vice President Mike Pence on Thursday thanked Americans for their prayers and urged them to be persistent in praying for those fighting the coronavirus pandemic. Pence made the remarks alongside President Trump in the Rose Garden at a National Day of Prayer service with religious leaders. Pence also delivered a video address to a Pray.com National Day of Prayer streaming ceremony later on that day. Bishop urged DOJ to confront the porn industry, protect porn's victim. With pornography website trafficking spiking while countries remain on lockdown, the bishops of the United States are urging the Justice Department to protect victims of human trafficking and exploitation by enforcing obscenity laws and prosecuting producers of violent pornography. We write to you today to urge you to confront the ongoing harms wrought by the pornography industry and to protect its victim, the US bishops wrote in an April 30th letter to the Department of Justice. The bishops of the Amazon asked the authorities for more attention for COVID-19, which is spreading more and more in the region. We bishops of the Amazon, in the face of the uncontrolled spread of COVID-19 in Brazil, especially in the Amazon, express our immense concern and ask for greater attention from federal and state governments to this disease that it is spreading more and more in this region. This is how the note of the bishops of the Brazilian Amazon on the situation of peoples and forests in the times of the COVID-19 pandemic begins, published on May 4th, signed by 65 bishops and 2 apostolic administrators of 6 regions of the National Conference of Bishops of Brazil, as well as by the President of the Special Episcopal Commission for the Amazon, Cardinal Claudio Holmes. Charity is certainly greater than any rule. Moreover, all rules must lead to charity. Saint Vincent de Paul. News Desk, Christian Times.